So unless we have made a rapport, we say something, it doesn't ring a bell in the other person's head. It doesn't make out anything to other person unless the other person is having in rapport with you. Okay, another very important part in our daily life is to build rapport. What is a rapport? Rapport means the point of time when I am speaking something to other person is responding to that. See, responding maybe in the sense that everyone responds, but understand that two persons meeting for the first time, their backs are like that. They're starting. Both of them are like that. And you look at in a restaurant, the amount of depthness in the relationship or the amount of closeness in the relationships depending upon how the person is sitting in the restaurant. If both the persons, whether it is male, female, or anyone, if they're sitting like that with their backs there, it tells about how much they are in rapport, how much the other person is aligned with the emotions, feeling, and responding. And as soon as the discussion starts closing in, they are feeling, they start getting closer, and it becomes like that. Oh yes, I'm interested in what you are speaking, and then they start becoming like that. Oh yes, now I'm deeply interested in what you're speaking, and maybe reciprocating as well with the emotions as well. So how the other person is seeing and facial expression and gestures and tone, you start reciprocating. Oh yes, 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 yes. You will start responding if the other person is sharing your wins as well. You will start even experiencing those emotions to one extent as well. Has it happened to you? Oh yes, it has happened to us many a times. But when does it happen? When we can make sure that it thing happens to other person as well. This is the, this is the this is the this is called as building rapport with other person. In sales, it is phenomenally important. It is said that when we are selling something to other person, the first step is after understanding the needs of the other person to build a rapport. So unless we have made a rapport, we say something, it doesn't ring a bell in the other person's head. It doesn't it doesn't make out anything to other person unless the other person is having in rapport with you. So if a teacher is speaking in front of an audience and the audience are not in rapport with the teacher, it doesn't make any difference. If the students and teachers are not in rapport, they will just not even reciprocate, not even respond to it the teacher wants to respond. So you will keep on asking, do you understand it? And the students don't respond. Has it happened to you? Many a times it has happened. Why? Because the teacher and students are not in rapport. So at least we can start with one-to-one building a rapport. And how we can build a rapport with other person? It's very easy. We want to be with the person who are just like us or the person who we like to be. To understand matter, if how do we become like each other? See, two persons try to strike a balance as soon as they have something in common. Most of my friends, and I hope your friends, maybe the one who you really are very close to, are the persons who have spent this similar amount of time with you in your city or in the school. Is it not? It has been maybe over 10 or 12 years since you have left your school, but your closest friends are in school because the same background is there. You value something from that same background. Similarly, when you are talking to each other, it's okay that there will be some differences, but try to highlight the more similarities in there. And one of the easiest things is that trying to match and mirror each other. If the person is breathing a bit, what can we match and mirror? So match and mirror means if the person is breathing a bit shallow, whatever patterns, try to follow that pattern. The expressions you can match and mirror whatever the other person is feeling. Just even artificially, if you try to match and mirror, you will start feeling the same emotions as well. What else you can match? The gestures you can also match and mirror. The voice speed, the quality, and the depth. We may talk about the tonality and other parts as well, but the speed in which that is coming across, the changes in the voice, the sound or the loudness of the voice, these things you can easily reciprocate. Every person has their own quality of voice. I'm not trying to mimic someone, but these things, the depth of the voice, the speed, and also the micro expression, you can also try to match and mirror. So if the person feels that they are in the same party, they will consider you as their own being, and will share with you and reciprocate with you and try to follow you. Or it's not a technique to manipulate someone. but it's a technique in which you can build the other person into confidence and take the discussion further, in which you both are on the same page basically. So if both the persons are in rapport, it's clear that both the person are out of rapport, things will be very, very difficult for you to make any influence on anyone. And generally, whenever somebody is not responding, it's first thing to build a rapport once again. Start following it up on the breathing pattern, maybe on the facial expression, gestures, voice, and other parts as well, where you can build rapport. Even on the phone you can build rapport. Try to match the breathing pattern and try to speak the way the person. If the person comes to you and say, oh, I'm very, very tired and this is it, and you are all pump and show and this and that, it may be that you are very energetic, but just to make sure the level is same, you try to start with that level, not to come to that energy level, but with that higher energy level, try to make sure you are the, oh yes, it's a very difficult day for, what happened? Now, when you start speaking in that particular, other person immediately feels that you are just like them, and then you can easily help the other person come out of that negative feeling as well. That happens with all the fields as well. All the fields means all the fields, because you're dealing with persons. Dealing with person means that you want to make sure the other person is feeling connected, other person is feeling valued and loved and cared and heard as well. Specifically in intimate relationship, where you are with the persons who are very close to you, it may be very nearby close family members as well. So try to make sure that you have a rapport. If things are not working, it may be possible that you're out of rapport. Thank you very much.